have Niels Bohr with us, and he will be telling us a few fun things about himself.
Hi and talk, as they would say in my native language. I am Niels Bohr, and this is Supermole, my great friend.
Okay, let's get to the questions now. Mr. Bohr, will you tell us when you were born and how long you lived for?
Sure. I was born on October 7th, 1885, in Denmark, and I lived for 77 years. I died on November 18th, 1962.
Now, can you tell us a few
Wait.
things that you did? Oh, okay.
What do you do with a dead chemist? You bury him.
Okay.
Like they did to me, you know. Okay.
Now, can you tell us some of the things you did in those 77 years?
Well, I founded the Institute of Theoretical Physics in the University of Copenhagen, and in 1920 it was referred to as the Niels Bohr Institute,
Impressive.
and that's quite an accomplishment, you must admit. After that, after I had fled to Denmark in World War II, I went to Britain, and I was a part of the British mission to the Manhattan Project. I also became the first chairman of the Nordic Institute for Theoretical Physics in 1957. I am best known for my theory of atoms and how electrons have orbital shells and my models. Why does hamburger yield lower energy than steak?
I don't.
Because
know.
it's in the ground state.
Could you explain your theory to us?
Yeah, that was a good one though. Well, I had proposed that electrons can only be located in certain orbits. Each orbit has a particular energy associated with it. The energy associated with an electron is fixed or quantized. My theory suggested that when an electron absorbs a photon of energy, it jumps to a higher energy level, and then when it drops to the lower energy level, it releases a photon of energy in the form of light. That's how I would describe my theory in fairly simple terms. So guess what? If H2O is water, what's H2O4? Drinking, swimming, bathing,
enough
washing.
of the jokes. They bore us.
It's offensive.
Well, thanks for your time anyways. That's all we have for today. I hope you learned something new and fun about Niels Bohr work.
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave me.
This is the Bohr model for hydrogen. It only has one electron, so there's only one orbit for the electron to go into, and that's n equals 1. This is the Bohr model for lithium. Lithium has 3 electrons. The first shell can only fill 2 electrons, so you put 2 in the first orbit, and the third electron is forced to the second orbit. This is the Bohr model for carbon. Carbon has 6 electrons, but only 2 can fit in the first orbit, so the next 4 are pushed to the second orbit. This is the Bohr model for silicon. It has 14 electrons. The first orbit can only hold 2, the second orbit can hold 8, so the next 4 are pushed into the third orbit. This is the Bohr model for neon. Neon has 10 electrons and is a noble gas, so both of their orbits are completely full. This is the Bohr model for argon. It has 28 electrons. It also is a noble gas, so every single orbit is completely filled with electrons. The thing all these Bohr models have in common is each element from the same group has the same amount of valence electrons, which is the electrons on the outermost shell. Hydrogen and lithium both have 1 valence electron. Carbon and silicon both have 4, and neon and argon are both noble gases and their outer shells are completely full.